From birth to age 5, Elayna Sandeen was as healthy as any other child out there.
She was a very happy, bright, sunny little girl who I spent all of my time playing dress up and princesses and building forts with. She was my little soulmate. When she was really little, it was a really, really happy time for our family. But when she was 5, she just had sudden stomach pain. We took her to the ER at Blaine Children's Hospital.
What Elayna's parents, Lucy and Jake Sandeen, assumed was appendicitis ended up being something else entirely.
It was a huge tumor in her kidney. And within just a couple of hours of walking into the ER, we were told that she had cancer. And the whole world just kind of split into two in that moment. Nothing was ever the same after that, but we were told she had Wilms tumor, which was a kidney cancer that was treatable. We were told by oncologists that she had a 94% chance of survival. And I remember my husband, Jake, taking a lot of comfort in that number. And I remember crying about the 6%.
Elayna went through nearly 10 months of treatment following her diagnosis. The cancer was seemingly cured. She had 10 months of remission, and her curly Rapunzel-like hair grew back. For a while.
We thought we were moving on from the cancer world, and then she relapsed.
The Sandeens and Elayna's medical team weighed all the options. They tried new and experimental treatments to help cure Elayna, even traveling out of state to do so.
She had over 250 doses of chemotherapy, which I honestly didn't even know a body could survive that much. She had 87 blood and platelet transfusions. She did high-dose chemotherapy and had a stem cell transplant. She did radiation. We did trials. We did T-cell trials and all kinds of new treatments. She fought for a total of 4.5 years. She passed away in August of 2018. She endured a lot before that point. She was a little warrior and she fought so hard. Unfortunately, none of it was the right answer for us.
Childhood cancer is the #1 cause of death by disease in American children. Only 4 new drugs for treating childhood cancer have been approved by the FDA in the last 20 years.
It was brutal. It was so hard on her body. A lot of the treatments that we had to do in relapse left her just not feeling like herself. We were thankful for any time that we had that she could feel normal. And that's something that Children's Cancer Connection gave to her.
While other organizations work on finding a cure for childhood cancers, Children's Cancer Connection provides memory-making opportunities and a community.
She would be around other kids that also knew about cancer, had gone through treatments that she'd gone through.
Elayna attended Kids Club and the back-to-school bashes and had 2,000 bravery beads from her long stretch of treatments. Lucy said CCC's My Journey binder, full of resources, was a comfort to her in the early days of diagnosis, and the Sandeens are still involved with Children's Cancer Connection, most actively with Comfort Connection.
The closeness that I have with some of the other moms that I get to come and see at Comfort Connection helps with grief that's otherwise honestly just impossible to carry.
While that impossible grief is always present, Lucy said she's grateful to have made happy Camp Heart Connection family camp memories with Elayna and Jake during Elayna's brief remission.
Those memories are so special because she was healthy in that moment, and we got to go, the 3 of us, and have this little adventure. And she got to ride the horses and stomp in the creek. And I will never, ever forget her climbing the rock wall. They convinced her she could do it. She could climb the rock wall. And I was so surprised that they talked her into it. She did it. She climbed that entire rock wall and she was so proud of herself. I'll just never forget the smile on her face.
It was the same smile Elayna would wear while raising funds for childhood cancer research and nonprofits during her own battle. Now Lucy and Jake carry on Elayna's fight through the nonprofit Unravel Iowa, which works to bridge the gap in funding for pediatric cancer research.
There are so many kids in our community that are diagnosed with cancer and fighting cancer. 47 kids a day in the United States are diagnosed. Less than 4% of our government's funding for cancer research goes to children. So my hope for people would be that they would hear about the harsh realities that our children with cancer face, and then they would share that information with everyone that they know.
someday there will be a cure.